This is part 3 of the KTS Sunrise Meditation.
Good morning. Did you have a restful night? If you did, that is wonderful. And if you didn't, I hope that today's sunrise meditation can help subside some of the residual mental burdens. After all, the good star has guided our consciousness through the night journey and bring us to this auspicious morning. To observe and embody the sublime spiritual qualities in the Buddhist tradition of the Brahmavihara. To induce an attraction of the high vibrational wellness energy of all forms, including the loving kindness, the compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. In preparation for our walking meditation, I'd like to ask you to take a moment to stand still and observe your body in the upright posture. If possible, with your feet at shoulder width apart and hands lightly clasped in front of you. Keep your eyes opened. Relax your abdomen. Now take a deep breath and hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. You should feel the tingling sensation flowing down towards your feet as you breathe out. Deep breath in one more time and hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. And breathe out. Feel your upper body becoming more relaxed as the tingling sensation cascades towards your feet. And one last deep breath in. Hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. We will do 3 sets of 15 small steps forward and pause for the 3 reps of the deep breaths plus 3 counts hold. Are you ready? You can begin with either left or right foot. Breathe in as you lift your foot to advance and breathe out as you plant that foot on the ground. Breathe in as you lift the other foot to advance and breathe out as you plant that foot on the ground. Now, shall we take a walk? Breathe in and breathe out as you plant the foot on the ground. Breathe in, forward, breathe out, plant.
Breathe in, breathe out. 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 Breathe in, breathe out.
2 more times.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in,
And breathe out. Now remain still with your feet at shoulder width apart, your eyes opened and your abdomen relaxed. Take a deep breath and hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel the downward tingling sensation as you breathe out. Deep breath in one more time. And hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel your upper body becoming more relaxed as the tingling sensation cascades towards your feet. And one last deep breath in. Hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Now we will do the second set of the walking meditation. Ready? Breathe in, forward, breathe out, plant.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
Feel the compression
Breathe
on the
in,
grounded side
breathe out.
and tension on the other.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe
Leave
in,
your thoughts
breathe
behind.
out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe
Leave
out.
the troubling thoughts and
Breathe in,
sensation behind.
Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
2 more times,
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in,
and breathe out. Now remain still with your feet at shoulder width apart, your eyes opened and your abdomen relaxed. Take a deep breath and hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel the downward tingling sensation as you breathe out. Deep breath in 1 more time. And hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel your upper body becoming more relaxed as the tingling sensation cascades towards your feet. And one last deep breath in. Hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Now we will do the third set of the walking meditation. Breathe in and breathe out as you plant the foot on the ground. Breathe in, forward, breathe out, plant.
breathe in, breathe out. 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 Breathe in, breathe out.
2 more times.
Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in,
And breathe out. Now remain still with your feet at shoulder width apart, your eyes opened and your abdomen relaxed. Take a deep breath and hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel the downward tingling sensation as you breathe out. Deep breath in 1 more time. And hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. Feel your upper body becoming more relaxed as the tingling sensation cascades towards your feet. And one last deep breath in. Hold for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and breathe out. That's wonderful. We will now proceed to the sitting meditation. Assume a comfortable and firmly upright seated posture. Notice the relief of pressure from your feet Focus your attention on the body sensation in this seated posture, while observing the flow of your breath in and out. Body scanning, starting from your feet. Shift to your calves, onto your knees, onto your thighs, now your hips. Relax your abdomen and breathe in and out. Keep breathing. Now shift your attention to your chest, onto your upper back, your shoulders. Breathe in and relax them as you breathe out. Relax your eyelids and keep your eyes opened. Let the mind rest in this whole body awareness. Feel your center. Feel the ground of this meditation. Observe the rising sun, the foundation from which we will embody the four sublime Brahmavihara qualities. With the intention and motivation of extending the benefits to ourselves and others. Let's take a moment to observe and contemplate on the four characteristics of the rising sun ahead. The pervasive light that extends the loving kindness to all beings, all crevices and shadows, that is the metta. The compassionate warmth that gives a sense of comfort, acceptance, and empathy, that is the karuna. The nutriments that promote creative growth, physically, mentally, spiritually, that is the sympathetic joy, that is the mudita. And finally, the unwavering light, the unquiet volitional radiance, the majestic and dutiful abundant expression, the ubeka. Let's also take a moment to quietly confirm that our aspiration and intention are those of our genuine true self, and that they are of altruistic dimension, that the practice is not for only our own benefit, but equally dedicated for others to enjoy. With introspection, we check to ensure that the 5 hindrances are not lingering in our minds, that there is no sensual desires, anger or ill will, sloth and torpor, no restlessness, and no doubts to taint our intention. While there may be traces of hindrances, rest assured that we will be liberated from them. This momentary perception should suffice to allow ourselves to feel rejoiced and fueled with aspiration to enter in the first Brahmavihara, the metta. Extending benevolence, good, loving kindness, and being a friend to all. We may draw upon all appropriate stimulating thoughts to arouse metta. It could be anything. a keyword, an image of an endearing person, an object, a pet, flowers, or plant. Visualize that essence being conveyed in the pervading sunlight. Abide in that friendship attitude, holding well wishing for everyone, including ourselves and others. With no particular reason, we do metta, knowing the essence of metta. We suffuse our whole body and mind with it. We marinate in it and we become the embodiment of metta. Allow ourselves to transform into this beautiful mental condition of metta. We breathe in metta. Send out with our exhalation, metta. We ride in the sunlight that extend out far and beyond, reaching and touching all being as metta. Relax in it, absorbed in it. Let the light of metta shine freely. There is no need to exert control, for control itself contradicts metta. Let it flow naturally, organically, with the purity in our intention and aspirations, metta. Feeling the thoughts of metta being sent out. Feeling the thoughts of metta gracing all beings. Feeling ourselves as the embodiment of metta, gently touching all beings without exclusivity, so that they all will be absorbed in metta, so that they all too will be metta. We feel with motivation and breathe with conviction. Let metta dilute all boundaries and install the mental condition of boundless loving kindness. Gently and mindfully breathe in and breathe out. Now is the time for us to move on to cultivate the next Brahmavihara, the Karuna. Cultivating compassion and a clear understanding that this is not about feeling the pains of others, but this is much rather the joyful wish for all without prejudice to feel liberating feelings, burden-free, smooth flows of energy, high vibrational frequency. The formulation with emphasis on positivity. We may use a single word, perhaps the word Karuna itself, as mantra, or some form of reflection such as, may all beings feel the abundant joy. Visualize the essence being conveyed in the warmth of the sun. May all beings feel the joy draping over them, basking in joy, drinking joy, bathe in joy, be joy. Be the embodiment of Karuna. From introspection, we find whatever works for us to arouse compassion. And having aroused Karuna, we direct that positivity to all beings, include others and ourselves, with no reasons other than all beings deserve Karuna without prejudice, like deserving the abundant warmth from the sun, with insistence that Karuna be installed in all beings. We now gradually shift from doing Karuna to be in Karuna, easing ourselves into compassion, allowing our body and mind be suffused by compassion, marinated in Karuna. Become an embodiment of Karuna. Having embodied Karuna, we proceed to radiate boundlessly in all directions, inclusively to all without reasons. We can use the breath to support our intention. Just as the breath provides the life force, the breath ignites Karuna. Fuel Karuna. Continue to abide in boundless compassion, with emphasis on its expansion with each and every breath. Feel our center and feel the expansion of Karuna. And having felt the abundance in Karuna, it is time to move on to a sympathetic joy, the mudita, a feeling of rejoice with all beings, with gratitude, appreciativeness for the wellness of all beings, including ourselves and others, without reasons or prejudice. Again, we may just use the word mudita, or some reflection like, may all beings enjoy the fruits that come their way, to arouse mudita. Mudita is the nutriment that promotes creative growth, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Rejoice in the realization that loving kindness and compassion have been delivered and received by all beings. That the Brahmavihara flow has taken its course smoothly. Feel mudita. Feel ourselves being free from the sense of envy, jealousy. Free ourselves from the attachment of victimhood resentment. Feel with the highest emphasis on our own abundance and completeness. Rejoice in that feeling of wholeness and limitlessness in purposeful giving and receiving. Rejoice when abundance happens to others too, without comparisons or competition, without prejudice. Simply rejoice. Do rejoice. And with a genuine smile, be the embodiment of rejoice. Be mudita. Ease into mudita. A simple way to do so also can be just by touching again on the joy, imagining feeling of delight in weightlessness, like an ascending ride in a hot air balloon, elevating up to an expansive pizzazz, to the grand view of the broadening horizon. Breathe in that spaciousness and breathe out to extend the sense of joy into the expansiveness and reach all beings. Allow our body and mind to be suffused by mudita, marinated in mudita. Become an embodiment of mudita. Having embodied mudita, we proceed to radiate boundlessly in all directions, inclusively reaching all without reason. We can use the breath to support our intention. Breathe in, breathe out. Just as the breath supports the life force, the breath ignites mudita. Feel mudita and propel mudita. Continue to abide in the boundless sympathetic joy, with emphasis on its expansion with each and every breath. Feel our center. Feel the expansion. Experience mudita. Flow with mudita. Be mudita. Now we arrive at the moment to move on to ubeka, the fourth sublime quality of the Brahmavihara, the equanimity, and the consummation of metta, karuna, and mudita, the synthesis of our three sublime expressions, to achieve a state of unwavering light, the unquiet volitional radiant, the majestic and beautiful abundant expression, the ubeka, the complete glory of the morning sunshine. We arrive at ubeka as we union the embodiment of metta, karuna, and mudita into one collective mega expression, dedicated to all beings, without thoughts of selected preferences, prejudice, or discrimination. Because these are the components that make up the 5 hindrances. Ubeka is simply to embrace and be absorbed in the 3 preceding sublime spiritual qualities, and incidentally form the holistic sublime expression. Let's feel it with our breaths. Demonstrate our conviction in the mindfulness of our breaths, of the body, and mental formation. We form intention and aspiration. We form motivation. We form conviction. We induce energy excitation to a higher frequency in order to expand that goodness to all beings. We do it all in this Brahmavihara. Namaste. I hope you find this sunrise meditation video helpful and that you can make it an additional option for your morning routine. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to click like. And as always, your comments will help us improve our content as well. Again, before we go on our way, please don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be notified of our next uploads. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.